Hey everyone, on this week's episode of the A-List Admission, we only have one thing on our minds.
Everything Jurassic Park.
We start off with our one and only movie review of Jurassic World Rebirth.
And for the second half, it's, like I said, everything Jurassic Park.
And then of course we'll sprinkle in some movie news.
Life finds a way. Hello everyone.
Welcome to the A-List Admission podcast.
So, depending on what intro I ended up putting on here, that'll be the second time you heard John Hammond say, "Welcome to blank."
Yeah. It wasn't John Hammond, I can tell you that. I could not do that.
I mean, but it is your favorite character.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of favorites
Well, I'm referencing because in
Yes.
one of the funniest, I think, TikTok clips that we have when we started out was one of the most underrated characters that you love was John Hammond. And I'm like, what?
It's true. But if you couldn't tell by the title and the intro and the official intro, it's all things Jurassic Park franchise.
Yeah, because there was only one movie this week, and it was Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
So we both decided that it was a great time to do just a whole Jurassic Park recap review of every movie of the whole series. But first we'll go into some personal news that I brought this time. So for us, it's like we every Saturday we both have off, and so we try to do something fun and entertaining. And so we decided this week we went to Wonderland. So
if you don't know what that is, Canada's Wonderland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to be owned by Paramount, but not now. It's owned by Six Flags. But yeah, so in the just outside of Toronto is Canada's Wonderland, and it's our only theme park that has roller coasters and stuff like that.
In Ontario, I think.
In Ontario,
anyway.
yes. But I would say it's fun. It's fun. It's just to me kind of pricey for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big roller coaster that's there is the Leviathan. Everyone talks about the Leviathan, loves the Leviathan, always has the biggest lines. Yeah, the one thing that lacks for me at Wonderland, and truthfully it's because I'm a bigger guy, and Universal does this very well, is they accommodate their larger
modified seating.
Yeah, they do they accommodate larger sizes way better. But even at Universal, not all of them are modified seating. Some of them I fit regularly.
Some of them, they would just have a modified seat belt instead of a modified seat.
No, but even at Universal, there's been some rides I've been on that isn't modified.
Oh.
That I've been able to go on, no problem.
Like the Mummy? Was that one?
Not a modified. Oh,
Yes.
that one was modified.
Oh, it was?
No. There was a couple rides. I can't think of anything. Well, like even the Jimmy Fallon ride, I was able to
like
go on
some
that one.
simulator, like Shrek or not Shrek. Oh my gosh, that's not even there anymore. The Minion ride and
The
stuff
Minion
like that.
ride,
Like
Spider-Man,
the large group
Transformers,
simulators. Yeah.
But there's also some roller coasters that we went on that I was able to go on, no problem.
Yeah.
Regardless, Wonderland's still great. It's still fun.
I prefer Universal.
Universal's way better, but like for what Canada has, it's pretty good. But yeah, I was figuring that's really the only thing that happened, apart from Canada Day, which was on Tuesday this past week. By the way, I should say, today we are recording earlier than normal. So if some of the movie news is a little bit more dated, I apologize. We apologize.
It's a day early. Well, I guess 2 days, because we usually film on Saturdays. The last few times have been on Fridays. But because there was only one movie, we're like, oh, it came out Wednesday, probably because of summer vacation. So we're filming this on Thursday today.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a prep to this Friday being
4th of July.
Thank you.
Oh,
Independence Day.
yeah.
Right? They didn't want to release anything on Independence Day in particular, so they probably just released it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
So
and yeah, happy Canada Day.
Happy belated Canada
Yeah.
Day. And when this podcast comes out, happy belated Independence Day, 4th of July for all of our American listeners.
Yeah.
Cool.
Happy 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. So now we'll go into our movie news.
Yeah.
So we have 4 movie news this week. Do you want me to start, or do you want me to start?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. So if you haven't heard, there's a new movie with Ryan Gosling and that's going to be directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller called Project Hail Marys. Now, all of you that loved The Martian, this is the same author that wrote The Martian.
Andy Weir.
Yep. Thank you. Different directors, but hey, the directors are phenomenal. They did the Spider-Verse movies, the Lego movies.
They did Cocaine Bear. They did the
Mitchell
Mitchell's.
and, Mitchell's versus the Machines, 22 Jump Street.
Solo.
Yeah, they've done a lot. Is basically what we're saying. But they're also phenomenal directors. Like they do a very good job at telling a great story. Typically more animated, but very well done. Yeah, I kind of wanted to bring this up because like I know Cheyenne has the book, hasn't read it yet, but
No, but I've read The Martian and I've read Artemis, which are both by Andy Weir. I love his books. So
right, and so I'm very excited to see another sci-fi comedy.
I guess it is. It's a sci-fi adventure comedy, apparently.
Yeah. Because I love The Martian. The Martian was phenomenal, especially because of the dialogue and the language of it was so cool. Especially because it was so crass, but it felt so real. And so I'm very excited to see what the Project Hail Mary will do with Ryan Gosling. That being said, we also saw the trailer last night for it right before the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the Jurassic World movie, yeah.
Yeah, with another amazing trailer that was teased, The Odyssey, which I didn't expect to see a trailer for The Odyssey at all.
The other thing that was interesting was, so the manager, like we've mentioned this before, but at Cineplex recently, either attendants or a manager will come in before the movie and say like, "Hey, I'm blank. Thanks for coming to the theater. We hope you have a great time." Da da da. But then this time he's like, so the trailers aren't done yet. After it says feature presentation, you'll have one more trailer and then your movie will start. And normally after feature presentation, it's your movie.
It just starts right away.
So that was the trailer that was between feature and the actual movie. So
yeah,
that was
The Odyssey.
cool.
It was cool. It was good to see.
A teaser for sure.
The only two people we saw really in it was Tom Holland and John Bernthal.
Bernthal.
Sorry.
And Charlize Theron? No, we didn't see her in the trailer, right? She's in it, though,
she's
right?
in it.
Yeah.
I think so. If not, I'll put it up on the screen for all of the people watching the videos. Cool. You can mention the next one.
Yeah. Next, Matt Reeves has finally completed the Part 2 script for Batman for DC Studios, which is very, very exciting. Big Batman fan.
Yep. For those who don't know what's happening with the DC Studios right now, what's his name?
James Gunn?
Thank you. James Gunn has taken creative control over the DC universe, so all of the Zack Snyder stuff is all gone, garbage, not garbage, but like not a part of that universe anymore. They're starting fresh with Superman that comes out, I think, next week.
July 11th, yeah.
Yeah. So they're starting fresh with Superman, but the Batman with Robert Pattinson is a Elseworld story, which is just a lingo that DC uses to just say it's not a part of the main storyline or main universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll get to see Robert Pattinson at least wear the cowl one more time. We'll see if there's going to be a third. I don't know.
Well, they also had done 2 pushbacks on the release date of Part 2, and it's been 3 years, so no one was really expecting this to be a legit confirmation, and it is, because Matt Reeves actually posted the confirmation to his social media, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see Robert Pattinson fight it up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you want to go next?
Yes. So the great Canadian that he is, Denis Villeneuve, is directing the next James Bond movie. Now,
that's cool.
Cool story. Amazon owns the James Bond franchise, and so they've been
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And I'm gonna get the family wrong. I think it's the Broccoli family. I know it's funny, but I'm pretty sure it is actually the Broccoli family. Had a very significantly a big share of the James Bond story, and they have just sold their rights over to Amazon. So now Amazon has full control over the James Bond story. Now the only thing that we don't know is who's gonna be James Bond.
Yeah.
And so I've heard some young names go out there, like Tom Holland and what's the gentleman's name from Baby Girl?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know if I'd like him.
Hey, I'm just saying this is just names that I've been heard.
It is Broccoli, by the way.
Cool. I'm happy I got that right.
I mean, it's a hard one to fuck up, but at the same time, it also sounds so fake. But
yeah, there's a lot of young guys. I know the only 2 that are popping in my head right now is currently Tom Holland and the kid from Baby Girl.
Or no, sorry, I'm thinking of The kid from Top Gun Maverick.
Which kid? Gonna have to be
Goose's son.
Miles Teller.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he was in talks, but I got that wrong. That was for Mission Impossible.
Gotcha.
He's in talks for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's gonna be cool to see who the next James Bond is. I hope they do it sooner than later because I'm kind of getting James Bond fever. Question mark. But I know Mission Impossible kind of took over whatever James Bond was.
Yeah.
So, all right. Last one.
Anyway, last piece of movie news ties in really well because the actors talking in this article is from Jurassic World. But anyway, Scarlett Johansson has confirmed to Entertainment Weekly that she's actually still working on a movie about Tower of Terror. She said it's very, and I quote, a tough nut to crack, unquote, about creating a movie based off a ride. I mean, they've done it like tons of times now with Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion twice over. And for the most part, they've done like a decent job, except for Tomorrowland, which they just pulled it out of their ass. I still didn't mind it. But
it wasn't amazing. It was decent.
They really just went with the idea of the name of Tomorrowland. But anyway, that's a separate thing. She said it's taking shape so far. Is she directing it?
It must be. She's definitely producing it. It might be her story.
Yeah. But she and Disney apparently are hard at work. So, yeah, they're adapting it from the narrative from the 1994 Twilight Zone Drop Tower attraction.
I was going to say, like, that's the thing that is kind of weird to me is, like, there's a whole thing on, but, like, the Twilight Zone. Like, isn't this an episode? Or is it just a thing that they pulled out of their ass and referenced the Twilight Zone from? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, no, she said they are doing it from the ride, but the amount of info they really have on the ride is thin. So they're going with what they can.
Fair. Okay.
Well, but I feel like this could be almost like a Clue type thing because it's 5 people in an elevator on the ride that essentially die and get ghosted. Remember, into the ride?
Sure. It's gonna be interesting to see what the story is.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't mind doing the ride movies. I think it's just a cool thing.
It's also by Blue Sky, which is gonna be great.
Yeah. But the thing for me is, I have faith that Scarlett Johansson's going to do a good job at producing this movie, or partially writing this movie, or fully writing this movie. I don't know what her involvement is fully. The only thing is, I'm going to be just curious to see how this truly, one when we're going to see it, and two, how it will come out. Like, is it going to be even remotely?
Well, when you look up the Tower of Terror movie, it says Johansson's project. So
it's all hers.
I guess so. So cool. Yeah.
All right, well, that's our movie news for this week. But stay tuned for next week for more movie news, whatever we can find.
Yeah.
So now you want to go into our review?
So our one and only movie review is Jurassic World Rebirth. It came out on Wednesday, July 2nd. It is approximately 133 minutes, which is 2 hours and 13 minutes. I've seen others that say 2 hours and 14 minutes. Really doesn't matter.
In the ballpark. Say 215 for rounding up.
It is rated PG-13 for intense dinosaur action, perilous sequences, and brief strong language / drug reference.
Intense dinosaur action is my favorite.
I know. That is really, I've never heard of dinosaur action in that way. But it is directed by Gareth Edwards, who's known for Godzilla and Rogue One. And it's written by David Cope, or Coep. I don't know how you say his name. But anyway, he is the screenwriter behind the original Jurassic Park and The Lost World. So he's, with Steven Spielberg's blessing, was returning to reboot the series. And, yeah, I will keep my opinion to myself right now.
I thought the same thing. I was going to say something, but okay.
Main cast is Scarlett Johansson is Zora Bennett. Mahershala Ali is Duncan Kincaid. Jonathan Bailey is Dr. Henry Loomis, which, again, Loomis. They can't think of another last name.
I don't know. Why are you looking at me?
It just bugs me. Rupert Friend as Martin Krebs. Manuel Garcia Rolfo as Ruben Delgado, Luna Blaze as Teresa Delgado, David Iacono as Xavier Dobbs, Audrina Miranda as Isabella Delgado, and then we have some members of Zora's team, which include Ed Skrein, Philippine Velge, and Betcher Sylvain. Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good job.
Pretty close. Spoiler-free synopsis is, set 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion, much of the global dinosaur population has died due to an inhospitable climate. On the remote Isle Saint-Hubert, a clandestine island research site from the original Jurassic Park, The 3 most massive surviving dinosaurs hold DNA that could power a revolutionary drug. Zora Bennett leads a covert extraction mission alongside Duncan Kincaid, Dr. Henry Loomis, and a biotech team controlled by Martin Krebs. When the operation intersects with the Delgado family, shipwrecked civilians in the movie, everyone becomes stranded amid mutated dinosaur experiments, including a mutated Distortus rex. What starts as a scientific extraction morphs into a desperate fight for survival.
Dun dun dun.
So the tone and style, it is an adventure-driven tribute, obviously, to Steven Spielberg. And it is a high-octane spectacle, and it meets some grounded visuals because it has some captivating cinematography by John Matheson, and you get to see some river chases, mutated creatures, tropical jungles, and all that. And yeah, that about sums it up.
Cool. Do you want to go your review first or my review?
I
first?
loved it.
Yeah.
Like literally
end of podcast.
Period.
That's it,
Point blank. The reason I know how Ricky thinks, and he knows how I think, but the reason we both kind of shut ourselves up when it came to reading who wrote it is because we both thought this movie was so much like the original series. It just felt so much like a rebooted version of Jurassic Park, and I really liked that about it. But now that we know he wrote it, that makes so much sense.
Look, I think one of the things that, like, no shade to any of the Jurassic World movies. Like, I'll be honest with you, I really like the first Jurassic World movie, and then it really falls off.
The Dominion was actually very disappointing because that was the one I was.
I mean, keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say I was most excited for that just because all the cast was coming back, and it flatlined for me.
I was gonna say, keep your opinions on it. Like, no, you can say
that one is in the trailer. The cast comes back.
I'm gonna spoil the other 3 movies, or 6 movies, but like, just we'll get
I
get
see.
to them. Anyway, my point with this one was like, so apart from my opinions of the first Jurassic World movie, I thought ever since Jurassic Park 2, really, but like safely Jurassic Park 3 onwards, they've not lived up to the feeling of a Jurassic Park movie. This nailed it 100%. Whether we can talk about the cast, oh my gosh, everyone in the cast played their part truly to perfection. Like, it felt so nuanced, it felt so real, it felt like every character really cared. All the people that I was really annoyed at, I really was annoyed at, but it felt like a Spielberg movie in that way. Like, it felt like the people I hated. Like, even if we talk about Jaws, because we talked about Jaws recently, like, I hate the mayor, and I hate the mayor the same much as I didn't like Xavier for
but
not to spoil that.
The boyfriend.
Yeah,
that
doesn't spoil anything. It's just my opinion of Xavier for a bit.
But this is very humorous too. This movie.
Oh, it's funny.
In
I mean,
all the
Xavier
right
does a
ways.
good job at being funny.
Yeah, but in all the right ways. Yeah.
Right, but then there's that like touch of romance that isn't romantic. Like it just, man, it felt like such a warm, feel good movie mixed with that horror.
And Ricky has a big man crush on Jonathan Bailey right now.
I mean, okay, so I'll talk about my man crush on Jonathan Bailey.
And am I wrong?
No, because he's fucking amazing. Like, so one.
No, he's fantastic. I totally agree. It's just really funny how fangirl you get over Jonathan
So I'll
Bailey,
be honest,
which I
with
love.
you.
It's really
So I truly be honest with you. I've never watched Bridgerton, and I know that's where he started. Right.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I only actually know him from Wicked.
So then we'll get to Wicked, because then that's where I just found him. So Wicked, he's phenomenal. I think he's one of truly the best person they could have cast as Fiyero. But then finding out that he asked specifically for his horse in the Wicked movie to be from Bridgerton to be in the Wicked movie because he had a strong bond with him was brilliant. Yeah. But then we go into this movie. Like, I learned so much more about him in this movie than ever. He is a clarinet player, which, like, I am also at least an ex-clarinet player, so
you could pick it up and play it.
I want to learn it properly again, but anyway, that's irrelevant. So he's a really good clarinet player, and he had asked if he could watch the instrumental or like the orchestra play all the themes again, and then he got invited to play with them, and that for him, he said, oh, it was amazing, it was worth it while. Then they asked him to do the solo, and when I tell you it was amazing, it was so good.
It was perfect, and it was in a scene that involved his character too. Like, it was just such an intimate scene, and it needed that solo.
And that scene was also so reminiscent of Laura Dern's character doing it in the first movie.
Don't say anything more.
No, it doesn't spoil anything. It's literally Laura Dern. It gave me such Laura Dern vibes.
Yeah, it did.
And dude, I like the only thing I can say about this movie that truly doesn't spoil it is it has all of the thrills from the original movie. It has some nods from the book. It has some really good, intense action scenes, really heartfelt moments. Grand, like it truly felt like I was watching a proper sequel to Jurassic Park.
And also, Dangerous Animals could take some advice for the CGI in this movie because
Yeah,
the CGI was great. Like, honestly, great. Like, there was a couple little bits where I was like, you can kind of make out that this is an edging of some kind, but very little. And it was really great otherwise.
but also those scenes where we could tell that there was green screen, to be fair, was a very difficult film or difficult sequence to edit. You have a like rushing water and all this other stuff that happens in the middle of it. So it's like kind of like, okay, I can kind of excuse it a little.
But even then, it wasn't bad CGI.
No, and all the dinosaurs look so real. All the, dude,
I know.
I just want to gush about this movie completely because it was. So one of the things that I also told Cheyenne, like I think earlier this year, was when we found out that this movie was going to happen, was I was really nervous that this movie was going to be bad.
Oh yeah, me too.
Really nervous because I was so disappointed by Dominion.
Yeah, me too. And I have the Jurassic Park tattoo. I love that movie so much.
So to get from Dominion to this feels like you need to fire everyone that was a part of Dominion. Truly,
Yeah.
like this is how you make a Jurassic Park movie. This is how it feels. This is this generation's Jurassic Park movie, and I'm so excited to see if they do more.
Yeah, me too. So should they watch it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this is 9 territory for me.
Well, I say yes if you like anything Jurassic Park related. If you love the original series, I say you should watch it.
Honestly, if you like any classic Spielberg adventure movies, like, regardless if it's Jurassic Park in particular, like this feels like a great kind of movie if you like Indiana Jones.
But it also respects Jurassic Park, the original series, but it's made this new chapter that they could expand in. And just as a side note, there are no end or post-credit, mid-credit scenes at all.
Oh, yeah.
So don't stick around. There's nothing.
No. But it's really, I think it does a very good job at truly just like, if you like an adventure movie, if you like a little bit of horror with it, like, or less suspense at least, and then like if you like Spielberg movies, you'll love it.
Yeah.
I think you'll truly love it. But like, just to get to my true review, this is a 9 for me. Like, I think
I'd give it a 9 too.
Like, this might to me break through a lot of movies that I really liked this year, but was struggling to put on the list. This is my at least top 3.
This
now.
might be in my third. Remember, I didn't have a third.
Yeah,
now this is probably sitting at my third.
To me now,
but I don't know my top one. This I would say is third.
If we go by the list that we've been doing, which I like Better Man and I like Life of Chuck and I love this movie and I like a lot of other movies, I want to just go through the movies I really like.
Yeah, I
again.
think yours will be Mickey 17.
This beats that.
Oh, I'm shocked.
100%.
I'm very surprised.
Because this felt so nostalgic in a way that wasn't truly nostalgic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it felt so good. Like, this movie, I was so happy with it. We could go to the theater tomorrow and watch it again.
Yeah.
Or like right after this, I'd be like, oh, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I would give it a 9. Also, our ratings are subject to change. By the end of the
100%.
year, we'll probably do like one full recap episode about every movie we saw and give you our final rating.
Actually, I'll present this to you for next week. Well, because there's no way we're going to fit this in this week, and we're not prepared for it. Next week, you know what we should do is we go from only the movies from January to June. We'll leave Jurassic Park out
The
of
last
it.
6 months, yeah.
We should do our top 5 from the first 6 months.
Sure.
And then that way we can go, okay, this is our top 5 from not including Jurassic Park, and then we're going to see Superman next week. So not including...
Some in June.
Yeah. But like not including those 2 movies, this is our top 5.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great idea.
So yeah, our one and only movie was a doozy. Honestly, it was so worth it. I'm really glad we got to see it.
I'm really happy it was also the only movie this week because it got our full attention.
Yeah, literally though. And that's why this episode is full of Jurassic attention because that was the first half. But the second half is going to be all about more Jurassic Park franchise, whether it's trivia, whether it's little synopses of the other movies. We'll kind of break it down. We'll give you the mini recaps of every other Jurassic movie.
Yeah, cool. So we'll start with the recaps. We'll do one and one. So Cheyenne will read the first one. I'll read the second one.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to give it to you. Don't worry.
Just a side note, in honor of the episode, I did put two things on our little table.
Oh, yeah, we should probably bring it up.
Let me grab them. So first thing is one of my favorite mugs. I use it all the time for my coffee. But we got it at Universal Studios, or technically Islands of Adventure, but we got it in the Jurassic Park area. And if you can see it at all, it is Jurassic Park 30th anniversary. We got this in 2023. Obviously, the movie came out in 1993, so I've had this for a couple years now, and it's still nice and clean. I keep it clean, and I keep it well maintained. But I love this one.
Yeah, and then Cheyenne also got this in the mail, right? It was just...
So Ricky actually bought me this for a gift once. Which is really funny.
I did. It was a
Valentine's Day thing.
It
one of the 14 gifts, yes.
But yeah, so
it is,
Cheyenne had this on one of her lists for a really long time about different things that she would love to have, and so I tried to find the best version I could that wasn't an actual real mosquito. But she has the mosquito, the elephant mosquito.
Yeah.
That's an amber. Which, by the way, fun fact for those who don't know, elephant mosquitoes don't suck blood.
Yeah. And I love this thing. And I like actually that it's flat. Not so much for display, but like that's kind of how I'd imagine it be on Dr. Hammond's staff, is flat.
Well, that's what I was going to say, was that you can always put this on a staff.
On a staff.
One day and it would work
literally, oh my gosh, don't. Oh my gosh. But anyway, my tattoo, which I can take a photo of it and
it'll be on the screen now.
It is the amber with the mosquito, and it also has a raptor claw, and it has some Barbasol shaving cream containers. If you know, you know.
Thank you, Wayne Knight.
Yeah, but that's one of my favorite tattoos, and it's so vibrant and so colorful, and I don't think it's ever had a touch up, which is amazing. So thanks to Tyler. Shout out Day Tripper Tattoo.
You beat me to it. I was
That's fine. I have more tattoos than you. I get to say it. Yes.
I've been saying it the
Shout
last 2
out Tyler.
weeks.
Thank you again. As always. But yeah, these are my two little neat trinkets and tchotchkes that I have. I have many, but these are my favorites.
All right, so yeah, those were the tchotchkes. Yeah. Those were the little trinkets for the Jurassic Park that we have. I don't think we have anything. Oh, we do have the license plate on our
We actually have two things on the back. One is for Jurassic World Velocicoaster, which is our favorite roller coaster of all time. And that is also at Islands of Adventure. And it's meant to be like a tourist poster that you'd get, like you visited Cuba or Jamaica, you visited Jurassic World.
They do have a lot of other posters at Universal.
But this was the one
that spoke to us the most.
Next to River Adventure, which is the main Jurassic Park ride, all the other ride posters they made like that weren't actual rides. So I would have gotten the River Adventure one, but I just got the Velocicoaster because that was our favorite. But yes, we also have the Jurassic Park license plate behind me.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go into recaps.
So,
you start.
First movie was Jurassic Park. Again, it came out in 1993. An island, a dream, and a T-Rex that didn't read the script. John Hammond invites a small group of scientists and a lawyer to preview his revolutionary dinosaur theme park. Thanks to genetic engineering, real dinosaurs walk the earth again. But when the park's security systems fail, it turns into a survival nightmare. Science meets chaos, and nature reminds everyone, life finds a way.
Good old Jeff Goldblum. All right, so the second one is called The Lost World, Jurassic Park, 1997. They went back for research, for profit, for absolute mayhem. 4 years later, Chaos Theorist Ian Malcolm, that's Jeff Goldblum, is pulled back in when he learns his girlfriend is studying dinosaurs on Isla Sorna, Site B. But they're not alone. A team of hunters arrive to capture dinosaurs for a mainland attraction. Nature rebels again, but this time the dinosaurs follow them home.
I should also mention, because you had mentioned Jeff Goldblum, John Hammond is Richard Attenborough, or Sir Richard Attenborough as well. Okay.
Perfect. Go for it.
Jurassic Park 3 came out in 2001, which I think is interesting that each one so far is 4 years apart.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Very well.
Anyway, no park, no plan, just one very bad idea. Dr. Alan Grant, who is Sam Neill, reluctantly tricked into visiting Isla Sorna by a wealthy couple searching for their missing son, finds himself back in dino territory. This isn't the tourist version. This is raw, wild, and full of creatures far more dangerous than a T-Rex. Enter the Spinosaurus. Which actually, I really did appreciate that one. The third one I thought was actually pretty decent.
All right.
Anyway, yes.
Now we jump forward into Jurassic World, which came out in 2015.
Again, 4 years later.
No.
No. Heck
Definitely
no.
not.
Sorry.
14
years later. Sorry.
I should say the only other person we didn't mention, I mentioned her early in the episode, but yeah, Laura Dern, and she plays Ellie Sattler. The other one that honorable mention, because I fucking love his character, is Wayne Knight in the first movie only.
There's a lot of other famous people too.
Oh, yeah,
or like
Samuel Jackson as
notable.
well. Those are the only two. I can't think of anybody else.
And the kids.
Oh yeah, the kids. Oh my gosh, the kids. I forgot about them. Anyway, Jurassic World 2015. The park is open, and nothing could possibly go wrong, right? A new park, Jurassic World, stands where Hammond once dreamed. Sleek, corporate, and fully functional. But to impress the bored guests, scientists create a new hybrid, the Indominus Rex. Surprise, it escapes. Chaos, carnage, and a velociraptor squad led by Chris Pratt. Dinosaurs evolve, and so do the disasters.
Next, we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which came out in 2018. Rescue mission or extinction level mistake? A volcanic eruption threatens Isla Nublar's remaining dinosaurs. Claire and Owen return to save them, but things go sideways when the animals are auctioned off to the highest bidder. Genetic power falls into the wrong hands again, and the line between nature and science keeps getting blurrier, especially with a new creation, the Indoraptor.
I should say Owen was Chris Pratt, right? And then Bryce Dallas Howard was Claire. Mm-hmm. The last one of the last trilogy was Jurassic World Dominion in 2022, and our favorite.
What?
It's not. That's
okay.
sarcasm.
Like, yes, please make it known that this is sarcasm.
We don't like this movie.
I don't hate it. I just was disappointed. Anyway, go ahead.
Jurassic World Dominion 2022. The world is their park now. Dinosaurs now roam the planet alongside humans, creating a chaotic new global ecosystem. Owen and Claire fight to protect their adopted daughter, who holds a genetic key to the future. Meanwhile, Dr. Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm reunite for one last mission to stop a shady biotech giant. It's the ultimate crossover. Nostalgia meets new blood.
So yeah, that is essentially sums up all the movies other than Rebirth, but we already talked about Rebirth.
But yeah, just so we wanted to put a recap for each movie. Also, one, so that way you can get a definitive look at each movie, but two, because honestly, the especially the Jurassic World ones, but also like Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3 tend to be the ones people forget about it the most. And so we wanted to give a little recap, so that way you re-jog your memory if you've seen it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then we were going to get into some like discussion questions in a segment we like to call Life Finds a Question.
If you couldn't tell, we really like that quote, Life Finds a Way.
We also really like puns. So, yeah, I mean, so it's going to be in parts, kind of like easier, lighthearted stuff first, and then we'll go into a little more in-depth questions. Cool. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, it'll get you reminiscing and have some fun with us if you want to answer these questions along.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's start where all great adventures begin, the moment you see a dinosaur for the first time.
Perfect. So I'll read the first one then.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Okay, perfect. If you were in Jurassic Park, which dinosaur would you make a beeline to see first?
I can't remember what it's called.
Okay, describe it.
An Ankylosaurus or something like that?
Yeah, okay. So I know that one. That's the one with the spiky tail and everything.
So it's an Ankylosaurus. Only because when we went to a Jurassic World exhibition once, and it had a bunch of live dinosaurs, like the robotic kind. Really, really cool, but they also had a little baby Ankylosaurus, and I know it was fake. It was the cutest freaking thing. So I was like, oh, love it. So probably that. Or a Brontosaurus.
Well, so mine was going to be, I have two that I'd make a beeline for. I always love the look of the Velociraptor, the fact that they can move as fast as they can go. But also the Brontosaurus as well. Yeah. Like, I love the long neck and like how just ginormous they are.
Or a Triceratops, because I think of Trixie.
Oh, from Toy Story? Fair enough. Well, then by that logic, the Rex, yeah. But no, like I think Brontosaurus is like really cool. I just love how massive they are.
Yeah.
And how like gentle gianty they are.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah. All right, go for the next one.
Would you actually visit a real Jurassic Park or Jurassic World? Why or why not?
I know the answer for Cheyenne.
What is yours? I need a real answer.
The science brain in me has to say yes. I'd love to go just because I would be so fascinated by it.
Yeah.
But I know it's gonna go wrong.
Okay. Mine is 100,000% yes, but it's not because of a science brain. I like danger in that way. So we talked about this before, but like the idea of just getting shot up in space and like not knowing what's out there, or like deep ocean, you can't see anything. I love that. Like I thrive off of that unknown danger. So this would be that. I would love it.
So for me, with like the deep space things, I would love, but I have to know that there's a direction. Like if I'm going to Mars, Venus, whatever. I know obviously Venus is like a terrible decision, but like whatever. If we're going somewhere, then I'd be more compelled to go. If I'm just shot off into space, in drifting into space, that sounds like the scariest thing in the world to me. And then deep ocean, I don't mind the deep ocean. The thing for me, the deep ocean is like the further down you go, the more pressurized you have to go, and then it becomes a whole other can of worms that I'm not prepared to. But this is cool for me. Like I like the idea of going to go see dinosaurs like that have once lived in the world.
Yeah.
The only problem is you can never contain these things.
No, not
They
at all.
never will work.
No.
Question number 3. You're stuck on Isla Nublar for 24 hours. What 3 things do you bring to survive? Ooh, I like this question.
That was easy. Pepper spray, bug spray, and iodine.
Why pepper spray?
Because it's the closest thing I could get to like on their eyes or something. I don't know. I would say pepper spray. Anyway, bug spray just because there's gonna be a lot of bugs, and iodine because if you put it in water, it will help like neutralize the water and like make it clean to drink.
Or you can just boil the water.
Yeah, where's the electrical outlet?
You can make a fire?
I'm not making a fire. I don't know how to do that.
So then my 3 was I like the bug spray idea. Great decision. My
Especially
second
the mosquitoes.
Yeah, my second one was actually going to be like a flint starter, like a fire starter like that.
Ah.
And then my third one was going to be a like camouflaged blanket, so like a camo blanket, like the blanket that just
I would just make one out of leaves or something.
Yeah, you could, but you can make a.
But then it'd be dirty, and I would just leave it there because I wouldn't want to do the laundry.
Yeah, but this is like if we're stuck there for
No,
24 hours, that'd be a good like hide thing.
Okay, which character from the franchise would you want as your survival buddy?
Ooh, I think honestly, Alan.
Oh, Dr. Grant.
Yeah.
Him or Owen? I mean, Dr. Hammond, sure, because he created the park, but Owen. Maybe Owen. I'm gonna say Owen because he's. Yeah.
That was the only.
He's
other
like a
person.
modern day Dr. Grant. So
Yeah. Those were the 2 that I was battling with anyway.
Yeah.
I thought for a second, not gonna lie, for Ian Malcolm, but he's so
nonchalant. I know.
not nonchalant. He's so like pessimistic.
Yeah.
And then 5, if you had to replace a dino with any animal to make it more tourist friendly, what would it be?
A sloth
That's so funny. Yeah, that's valid.
or a panda.
I think
Like just a really chill animal, like a red panda.
tourist friendly. But
That makes me think of a zoo.
True, but I'm trying to think of like keeping it in like the badass kind of territory. So I would say like a great white
A
shark.
leopard gecko.
Man, you are thinking tiny.
It's a reptile.
Fair. I was thinking more like a great white shark.
That's not tourist friendly. The whole point is not to kill, like not have a man-eating animal.
Yeah, but I'm trying to keep it dangerous still. Cause
Okay,
like,
maybe a shark that doesn't eat people.
all right,
A
fine.
tiger shark or something.
Fine, I will pick a stingray. It's only killed the crocodile hunter.
Yeah, Steve Irwin. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Um,
All right, so part number 2 is all about science, secrets, and splicing. So it's a little bit more of a deeper thing, but it's not like fully involved. But it's also typically we kept it more skewing towards the science side of things. But also because they're a little bit more deeper, we didn't do 5 questions for this one. The movies are full of just because we can doesn't mean we should moments. But let's talk about how close to reality that might be.
okay, so in real life, should we try to bring back extinct species like the woolly mammoth? What about the dodo? And what's the moral line?
So part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this one was because they had brought back the dire wolves.
Yeah.
And they're trying to bring back the dire mouse and try to doing.
What's a dire mouse?
Or not dire mouse, sorry, woolly mouse. Woolly, yeah, it's a rodent that it has like the woolly mammoth features.
Oh.
And then they're trying to bring back the woolly mammoth. Now, I don't think they should.
Well, it's extinct for a reason.
Yeah, I think the thing that I think with bringing back these animals is like if we talk about it in a science perspective in ecosystems, like you've created, especially with the dire wolves, you created a predator now with no one to attack it, right? Like nothing is going to kill it now, so it's going to breed and spread and become this like overwhelming force that is now killing your prey animals, like your deer, like your rabbits, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but it's like the great circle of life at that point. Like they die for a reason.
100%. But that's kind of what I'm touching on, right? It's like, oh shit, like now you've created this problem where you've created a predator with nothing to treat it like prey, right? And then on a moral line of it, it's like Cheyenne said, like why are we putting animals through this? Why are we putting creatures through this? Like this is like
it's natural selection as well.
True.
Like that they just shouldn't do it.
Yeah, for me it's like you're putting these animals through a lot. I know it's just like birthing them, but like now they're getting put into environments their bodies aren't used to. Their whole generational side has never been involved in.
Well, if you think about it, the people creating these are very much the villains in Jurassic Park's franchise.
100%.
So look how that turned out.
Right? And like they're doing it not because they should, but because they can.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Very similar to the quote we mentioned on top. But is Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, a cautionary tale about science or about corporate greed?
I think it depends on the movies. I think it's definitely a cautionary tale about science. If I'm talking about Jurassic Park, the original, it's definitely a cautionary tale about science. It doesn't really have as much corporate greed because Dr. Hammond wasn't really in it for the greed. He's in it for the dinosaurs and the science of it. So Jurassic Park is very much a tale about science, but Jurassic World is very much a tale about corporate greed. And a guy who just happens to love science and the Claire who loves it too.
She nailed it. I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Jurassic World is very much about corporate greed. Like we start off with the same idea, like, oh, Hammond tried this thing that could make me a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then he does it, and then because they were able to make it work, Jurassic Park World, does what Jurassic Park couldn't do and make it work and make it a livable thing. But because people wanted something more, and because they were like, oh shit, we can bring more people in it, we're going to make a dinosaur that is faster, stronger, deadlier.
Yeah.
And it screws up the entire thing.
Pretty much.
Like, if they didn't go into corporate greed, they might have made this cautionary tale about science actually work. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
And even if we talk about the corporate greed part of it, they bastardized science again to bring you something that never existed.
Yeah.
Right? They're throwing cells against each other to make these work, and it should not work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's both. Jurassic World is both.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. The last and final discussion questions are about chaos theory and control. So Jurassic Park isn't just about dinosaurs. It's about control, capitalism, and consequences. So why do the parks always fail? Is it technology, greed, or something deeper about humanity?
I kind of nailed it, right? Like why do the parks fail is because we have the technology, and because of corporate greed, it fails. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it's something deeper about humanity necessarily.
I mean, the idea that we want to control everything, I can understand that part of humanity.
It's control, but also like thinking of Dr. Hammond's perspective. It's deeper about humanity for him because he just really wants to see dinosaurs in real life.
Yeah.
So he uses technology, of course, but he's not in it for the greed. But the parks fail. I don't think they fail because of greed.
They do, because the only reason why the security systems fail in Jurassic Park is because of greed.
Why?
Because of Wayne Knight having to shut down all of the security gates so he can steal the vials of the DNA to sell off.
Oh.
So he destroys the security.
That's greed?
Yeah, he's only doing it so he can make money.
I'm thinking of corporate greed. Sorry.
Well, he's making money.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like...
Anyway. Point is that like greed does always end up playing a part in the failure, but I do think, especially in Jurassic World, them creating the Indominus Rex ruined them.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of the science technology, the cloning
Yeah.
technology that they had, right?
No.
I do think that it's always ambition that screws them up. I think it's always this naivete sight that they can control it every single time, right? And maybe that's the something deeper part is the want and the want of control, but also the we got this. We can this like air of ignorance that they can do it and nothing changes.
Yeah.
Is definitely a reason why the parks fail.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. And then how has the message of the franchise changed from the original trilogy to the Jurassic World era, which we kind of touched on already?
I mean, it kind of ties to Life Finds a Way, because life finds a way in the original trilogy, but also life still finds a way as a new species that keeps evolving.
But that isn't how it changed. That's how it stayed the same.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I got nothing.
So I think it's truly what we said before, right?
What?
The idea that
how it changed from like science-based to greed-based.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
My bad. I misread it.
But I honestly do think that does kind of play into the eras these movies came in, right? Like nowadays, capitalism is like a big running engine that doesn't stop, right? People just want to make as much money as they can, as fast as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the 90s is a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just trying to like say that. But I do think like the biggest thing is what is the focus of the movies, right? Like we look at the science part of it, and is it Dr. Wu?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Dr. Wu. I'll correct it on the screen if I get it wrong. But yeah, I think it's because he plays God a little too much that things also go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, cool. So the next part is going to be just a little game, Neonshine.
We don't know we don't have the answer key. I'm hoping I know a good chunk of these answers, but we'll see.
Yeah, so all we do is we have, I think it's like 15 questions.
Well, there are different levels. So level 1 will have 5 questions, level 2, 5, level 3, 5. So.
But then, it gets harder as it goes on. And all the answers at the end, we're going to try to keep track of who got, how many answers we get right. We'll see how it goes. All right, so the first question is, what is the name of the island where the original Jurassic Park was about?
I should also say we've titled the levels. So level 1 is called the Park Gates.
Dun.
But the name of the island is Isla Nublar.
Yes, that I knew as well.
So I've always said Isla Nublar. Is it Isla Nublar? Because I know actually a couple people whose daughters' names are Isla, and it's Isla. So I've always said Isla.
We'll say Isla Nublar.
But
that's fine.
Anyway, that is my answer. Which
this?
actor played Dr. Ian Malcolm?
Jeff Goldblum.
I thought we were both answering at the same time. That's why I was like, I wasn't sure.
Well, you answered the first one before I finished reading the question.
Okay. What type of dinosaur? Oh, that's you. You have to ask me.
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
We'll
sorry.
say it at the same time. It's fine.
Oh, what type of dinosaur is famously shown during the first major attack scene in the original film?
What do you think it is?
Well, now Raptors.
The first major attack?
The first major attack to me is, I guess it's not the major, like the T-Rex with the van with the kids, but I don't think that's the first one. I'm thinking of the guy with the little raptors, the ones that spit.
I don't think those are raptors, but I
know, but those ones.
Okay, I think the first attack, and I honestly don't know what the dinosaurs are called, but it's in the first movie where the dinosaurs are running by them, and they have to hide underneath a log as they jump over them.
Okay.
Cool.
That doesn't give you attack, but we never know. What is the slogan of Jurassic Park?
Yeah, what is the slogan of Jurassic Park? I don't know it. I'm going to guess. Take a guess.
What is your guess?
I
was just going to say, welcome to Jurassic Park. Oh, fuck. I think I know this. Shit. Fuck. It's not Life Finds a Way.
No, it's not. I'm going to
Something about adventure or evolution or something.
Oh, maybe it is like welcome to your evolutionary adventure or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll say that. What is yours?
I'm going to go with that too. It's
Okay.
not, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who says the line, clever girl?
I don't know his name. It's the British guy or the European guy.
It's the hunter that's actually looking for the spit dinosaur.
Yeah. Okay, so that's... Do you want to see who won at a level 1 first or just keep going?
No, let's keep going.
Okay.
They're also not... They're also right behind each other.
So level 2 is inside the park. These are moderate. In the Lost World, what U.S. city does the T-Rex rampage through?
I think I know this one.
I thought it was either L.A. or New York City.
I thought it was San Francisco.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I thought it was a city in California. I just could have gotten the city wrong. So can I say California? A city in California?
All right, I'll give it to you. Whatever.
I'll say LA just to be different.
No.
But
fine.
I think you're right with San Francisco. Anyway, you can go to the next one.
What is the name of the corporation behind the creation of Jurassic Park? Come on, it's in everything.
I don't remember the name. Jen something?
InGen.
InGen, thank you. I knew it was something Gen. So
InGen.
anyway, which dinosaur is introduced as the new apex predator in Jurassic Park 3? It was said.
Yes. Do you want to say it at the same time? Because I know it.
I don't know how to say it.
Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, Scarosaurus or something.
And that's the Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus, that's it. Thank you. In Jurassic World, what is the name of the genetically engineered hybrid dinosaur?
We know this one.
Indominus Rex.
Boom.
Okay. What item of clothing? I'm just going to keep talking.
That's
Sorry.
so good.
What item of clothing does Dr. Grant famously hate but eventually wears in Jurassic World Dominion?
He famously hates? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's not his hat. Does he hate his hat?
Does he hate his hat? I don't think he hates his hat.
It's not sunglasses because he wears those. Is it a watch?
I didn't think it was a watch.
But he wears a hat, no? Or does he hate wearing a hat?
This is,
I'm going to go with hat. I'm pretty sure he wears a hat.
I think it's an old man thing. Glasses. I'm going to guess glasses. Like just a pair of glasses.
Oh, but it's like item of clothing. That's why I wasn't sure. Okay. It also could be like a t-shirt or something. I don't know.
Enough.
Level 3 is the genetic code.
For hardcore fans only. All right. So number 11. Oh, this is going to suck for both.
Go ahead.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What is the full name of the character played by Laura Dern, which we actually looked up before
earlier,
this whole thing.
But
I didn't
it's
know it was
Ellie Sattler.
Yeah.
Which animal's DNA was used to fill the gaps in the dinosaur genomes? It's an elephant mosquito. No?
No.
Oh.
What was what animal in the real world?
Oh, I was thinking of an elephant mosquito.
I think I know the answer. I think it's a frog.
Yeah, it's an amphibian. Yeah. I'm going to go
It's
with
either
frog.
a frog or a lizard, and I can't remember.
I'm going to go with the frog.
Because all I remember is that they're able to change from one gender to another.
What's the name of the girl cloned from Charlotte Lockwood's DNA in Jurassic
No
World
clue.
Fallen Kingdom?
I actually have no idea.
I have no idea.
That one is a blank for both of us. We don't remember that one. Okay. Side thing. I actually hate the whole clone thing in Jurassic World,
Okay.
and it gets so confusing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, go
in
ahead.
Jurassic Park, how many velociraptors were originally in the holding pen before the opening incident? Interesting.
5?
I thought there was. No, there's 3 at the end. I'm gonna say 3.
Okay. I'm
Nine
going to go
moves.
with 5.
Okay.
What's the name of the Locust project developed by Biosyn? Is that the corporation?
That's in the Jurassic World
Okay.
section.
By Biosyn in Jurassic World Dominion.
I don't remember, but I know it. It's in my head. Damn it. I don't know. I'm not
I
getting it
don't
wrong.
know. Okay.
'Kay.
Tiebreaker we'll do after.
Cool.
So we got in question 1 was Isla Nublar.
Yes.
Question 2 was Jeff Goldblum.
It wasn't.
I was right. Dude, I was fucking right. I'm taking that win. I don't fucking care.
I don't give it to you.
Before we filmed this, we had looked at the questions, not the answer. We had looked at the few first in the easy section. I told Ricky right away that I am pretty dang sure that the answer is the T-Rex. And I'm fucking right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was so close with number 4, but
We were not at
and I
all
knew it had
close.
something with an adventure in it. I'm not taking it, but I'm just saying. It's an adventure 65 million years in the making.
Cool. We're not right. I'm not counting
No.
the game one.
No.
So the person who says "clever girl" is Robert Muldoon.
Yeah, we're not taking that point?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. San Diego is the city, which we both got wrong.
I thought it was San Francisco. I was so close.
Next was InGen, which you got.
Spinosaurus, which we both got.
InGen, did we both get or no? Because I knew it was something Gen, but I
What's that?
wouldn't. It's okay. It's
Dominus
okay.
Rex.
Dominus Rex. Jeans.
He does wear jeans. I do remember that.
Did we
Fuck.
count this, Dr. Ellie Sattler?
Yeah, we did count it because we knew it.
Frog DNA.
I was right.
Maisie Lockwood. 3 Raptors. You got it. And the Hexapod Allies Project.
Which is stupid. I hate the whole. Anyway.
Okay. Well, you won. obviously.
Hey.
But the tiebreaker, it was a tiebreaker question, but Michael Crichton's original Jurassic Park novel featured a very different death for John Hammond. What was it?
Do you know it? Did you read
Not
it?
at all. But don't look. I want to read it just to see. Wow.
Does he just get eaten by the T-Rex?
No. You're not far off, though. He's killed by compies after falling and injuring himself.
Oh, man. Poor guy.
Yeah. Procom Sognathus is the full name. And the reason I know how to say that is because of the dinosaur ride at Walt Disney World.
That's so funny.
That was one of the dinos in that ride, was Procom Sognathus.
Cool.
And that sums up our trivia. So you won. Congratulations.
Yay.
But I still take the W for the T-Rex
T-Rex
scene and the fact that I love Jurassic Park.
So one quick thing, because we never really got a chance to talk about our opinions of each of the movies. This will be super fast. So for me, the original Jurassic Park movie is primo. Like, I think it doesn't get any better than that one. It's the beginning and the end. Hard stop. But I think the worst one is easily Jurassic World Dominion. Like, to me, the biggest thing about it is because the beginning of that movie, they bring up the idea, oh, do humans and dinosaurs coexist? But let's talk about this locust thing.
Yeah.
And it's like immediately never addresses it. Like, could there be this coexist of dinosaurs and humans? And then at the very end, it's like, well, they're going to have to learn.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude,
Yeah.
this movie did not follow what it was supposed to follow at all.
No. But if you are interested in anything dinosaur related, please watch Jurassic Park. If you're interested in Jurassic World Rebirth, I would still always suggest watch the Jurassic Park franchise anyway. But even if you had never seen it before and just really are interested in dinosaur movies, I think this is a great intro without seeing the others.
It truly has nothing to do with the others.
Yeah.
Like, if
like it does in the sense that it takes place 5 years after Dominion.
and then it does
And
mention
17, it does mention the original.
and it does also mention Dr. Alan Grant in it.
Yeah.
But like just like in passing. But like honestly, if you were like, I don't want to waste time watching 6 movies, I fully understand you jumping in now.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. So thank you so much for listening to our Jurassic Park podcast. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to follow along on all of our other social media, you got it. We got X, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got someone said Twitter twice again. Threads, we have Letterboxd, we have
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube,
Yep.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep.
Short
form content is on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and eventually on X and Threads and Facebook.
Yeah. And I had a really fun time doing a bunch of stuff about dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is kind of like the perfect scenario of every episode that we would do. Like, the second half is always going to be geared towards whatever movie we're talking about. But yeah, guys, what other thing that we want to mention? Oh, yeah. I mean, we haven't said this actually for a little while, but these are all of our opinions. If you agree or disagree with them, please let us know. We want to hear. We want to see. We want to engage with our fans.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Rate us any stars you like on Spotify. However you feel that we're deserving of a rating, rate us.
Exactly.
And
always share these with your friends, family, enemies, and coworkers.
And hit the notification bell if you want to get any notifications about our YouTube videos and audio versions of the podcast as well.
Yep. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and
We'll see you at the movies.
see you there. Bye.